expertise is worth this. See that? It's a $2 bill. But your messaging is making you this. I'm going to show you the real cost of this gap. And it's not just money. It's your confidence, your legacy, and your sanity. Yesterday, we talked about my own struggle, leaving a 22-year career, or the day-to-day of that career, at the top of my industry, producing shows like Intervention and Duck Dynasty, and realizing I couldn't explain my value to anyone outside the Hollywood bubble. But the real pain wasn't the awkward conversations at parties, though they were awkward. What do you do? The real pain was internal. It was the slow, quiet erosion of my confidence, my own confidence. I'd lie awake at night thinking I've managed $100 million budgets. I've been nominated for Emmys. I know how to create content that gets seen by tens of millions of people. Why does it feel like I'm starting from zero? It felt like I had climbed this incredible mountain, and when I got to the other side, nobody cared. They couldn't see the mountain. They just saw a guy who didn't have a simple answer to a simple question. And this is the silent killer for so many experts, especially in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. It's not one big catastrophic failure. It's death by 1,000 paper cuts. It's the potential client who says, "I'll think about it," and you never hear from them again. It's the proposal you poured your heart into that gets ghosted. It's watching someone younger with a fraction of your experience, but a slicker, simpler message land the client you know you were perfect for. Each one, it's a small cut. But over time, you start to bleed a lot. You lose confidence. You start to question your own value. You get exhausted from the constant hustle. You start to wonder if you've ever will build the legacy you dreamed of. That's the true cost of being a penny when you know you're a $2 bill. Let me make this real for you. And I'm going to tell you about a new friend of mine, Ben. Ben's brilliant man, a man with a heart of gold. He's a pastor, a former corporate banker with 16 years of experience at a major financial institution. He's also a real estate investor, and when people asked what he did, he tried to explain all of it. His answer was complex, nuanced, and 100% accurate, and 100% confusing. He told me about that frustration. He'd be at an event and someone would ask the classic question, "So what do you do?" He'd take a deep breath and try to connect all the dots for them. He'd talk about his ministry, his banking past, his real estate deals, and he would just watch their eyes glaze over. They'd nod politely. "Oh, that's interesting." And then they'd look for the first opportunity to escape the conversation. Ben was a walking, talking example of the expert paradox. His immense experience was actually making him less understandable, not more. He was a penny, a brilliant, multifaceted, overqualified penny, and it was costing him not just his clients, but the energy and passion for his mission. On our 15-minute audit call, we dug into his story. We didn't add anything. We just looked for the through line, the one thing that connected his entire journey. Ben isn't just a pastor who knows about money. He's the only pastor who combines 16 years of corporate banking with ministry to help couples build strong marriages and financial foundations. That's it. Wouldn't you go to that church if that was the offering? One sentence, all the complexity gone, replaced by powerful clarity. Ben's reaction? He said, "This simplified everything. I've been trying to explain this for years." That's the moment you go from a penny to a $2 bill. When you stop explaining your complexity and start declaring your clarity. This is why the only framework is so critical. It's not about adding more to your story. It's about subtracting the noise. It's about finding the signal. And yesterday we talked about the overview, so let's go one level deeper on each part. Own your story. This isn't just about listing your accomplishments, it's about finding the thread that connects the seemingly disconnected parts. Ben's story wasn't just I was a banker, then a pastor. It was about the integration of those two worlds. The common mistake is to hide the parts of your story you think don't fit. The truth is, the parts of your story that seem disconnected are often where the greatest value lies. Your exercise? Look at your resume. Do it right now. Find the 2 jobs that seem the most opposite: McDonald's fry cook and king of the world, or something relevant to you. Now find the bridge. What skill, what passion, what problem connects them? That's where your only is hiding. All right, so we got the O, now the N. Name your category. Ben isn't in the pastor category or the financial advisor category. He's in a category of one: the pastor for marriage and money. When you live in a pre-existing category, you're a commodity. You are forced to compete on price and features. When you name your category, you have no competition. You become the only choice. You get to name the mountain you're climbing. The mistake is trying to fit into a box that already exists. Don't. Why don't you build your own box? All right, so we got the O, the N, now the L. L is leverage your difference. This is about finding your superpower, the thing you do that nobody else does. Often it's the thing you take for granted. So let me tell you about another client, John Swan. John is a real estate investor in a sea of investors. He's a commoditized business. He's in a commoditized business. Everyone says the same thing, what he does. We buy houses for cash. But John has a background as an engineer. He's a systems thinker. He's a problem solver. He literally reads North Carolina general statutes on property law for fun. Why does he do that? Well, he wants to understand the system. So when he encounters a complex deal, a house stuck in both probate and foreclosure at the same time, he doesn't run away. He sees a system to be solved. He engineers a solution that no one else can, saving the deal and creating value where others see a dead end. That's his leverage. We got the O, the N, the L, now the Y. When you do all that, Y, you are the product. John's engineering brain is his product, but it's not just about the technical skill. It's how that skill shows up. In our call, he told me a story about a seller who, when asked about their experience with him, said, "He even brought me lunch." Think about that. In this cutthroat transactional world of cash home buying, John showed up with the simple act of humanity. He wasn't just there to do a deal. He was there to solve a problem for a person. That's what makes him the $2 bill. It's the combination of his unique technical skill, the engineer, and his human approach, the guy who brings you lunch. You aren't selling a service. You're selling a you, Y-O-U. Your unique process, your unique perspective, your unique story. Being a penny, it's exhausting. It's a constant battle to prove your worth. It's showing up to every sales call with a shield and a sword, ready to fight for your value. Being a $2 bill, it's effortless. Your value is self-evident. You walk into a room and people already know you're different. They're curious, they lean in. So if you're tired of being a penny, if you're tired of the paper cuts, if you're tired of feeling like the best kept secret in your industry, if you're ready to finally articulate the value you've spent decades building, I want you to go to findyouronly.app now. That's findyouronly.app. It's not one of those personality quizzes. It's not going to tell you what kind of animal you are. It's a diagnostic tool. It's designed to do for you what I did for Ben and John, to cut through the noise and find your signal. Findyouronly.app. It's 8 questions and it takes less than 8 minutes. It's the first step to stop being a commodity and start being a category of one. So go to findyouronly.app, find your only, and be the only. Be the $2 bill.